Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's hard, because there's so much noise out there, and there's so much other people that are, you know, probably making money on social media by promoting all this doom and
Yeah.
crash coming, and hey, more power to them. I mean, they're doing what they're doing, but however, that makes it hard for a lot of people to, you know, see maybe really what's going on out there, or just be around people that are still making it work. Like Jeremy, like we just talked about Jeremy, who found a deal on the MLS, for his seventh house hack, which was such a great deal that he had to come out of retirement to do another house hack, but people are still doing it, and like even like Kevin, like you said, he found a self storage deal, and I don't know if you follow him too much on Twitter, but every time I see him sending out letters, to different people out there to see if he can find someone that's willing to sell their self storage. But people are out there doing it, right? And it's not easy, but there's opportunities out there, and you just gotta put in the work, and you, things will pop up.
Yeah. And, there are places in this country that are growing, small cities that are growing. And I had put together a list of some things and some cities. I think there was like a top 10 list of small cities that are growing the fastest. And like three or four of the top 10 were in Texas, different like random parts of
Oh yeah,
Texas.
yeah,
And, whether it be storage or real estate or flipping or multi, like there's places where there's opportunity. Just gotta know what you're looking for and know how to find it. But
yeah. Probably red states though.
uh,
Majority of
I
them.
see all colors. I'm not colorblind. I see all colors.
Did you
Red,
see did you see
blue,
that stuff about Chicago?
green. No, no,
How the migrants that from Venezuela are wanting to go back to Venezuela now?
no red.
Yeah, like it's what a shit show, man. They get shipped there, and they're like, man, I'm going back. I want to go back home. This ain't what everybody told me America's about. And yeah, it's it's crazy out there, man.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like kind of coming back full circle with the retire early thing. Like one of the things that like one of the videos I was doing today, I was kind of using the analogy of the eye of the storm. Like you're in this calm, you don't see much going on, and applying that to someone that may be earlier on in their journey. I'm using Gen Z as an example, but you're 22, 23 years old, and saving some money or working on a skill set or getting a certificate. Like, I mean, it seemed like a big deal because you don't see the results of it, but like it's a building block. When you roll the clock forward 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's a building block to be able to continue to have those successes and those bigger opportunities. And whether it be real estate or AI or building an agency, like there's just so much opportunity to be able to build something, especially in technology. Like this past Wednesday, um, I'm part of the Mortgage Bankers Association of St. Louis. I'm a part of the board. So this is the group that helps, protect and lobby to protect the lending industry. And so we do events throughout the year and blah, blah, blah. One of them was an AI event. And this kid's 23 years old, has his own agency that helps people use AI to help their business, whether you're in marketing or sales or mortgage or real estate, whatever it is, and help implement some of these things. And this kid's 23 out there using the tools that are out there to go make money and doing presentations and et cetera. So it's like there's a million different ways you can, you know, not only have a job, but like build a side hustle or build a side agency to be able to generate income. Like I can't tell you how many times I get DM'd on Instagram. Hey man, like your content's cool, but like, what if it could be fire?
Yeah,
I'll do 3 videos for you for free. If you like it, you can hire me to do your video editing. Like there's a million
yeah,
copywriting, doing ads. Like there's a million different things that people are doing. It's like just gotta take one little leap and just don't stop until you figure it out.
yeah. I get those messages a lot too.
Well, I
But
mean
for
that's because like you're the Honolulu media guru. So like,
no, it's like I'm trying to figure out. So see, yeah, I don't know, because Hugo was like, I want to do this on my own. So he's like, he wanted to get to his 1,000 subscribers and everything on his own, so that no one can say that, like he got help and all this kind of stuff. So,
mhm.
but I'm like, man, it's gonna take long to get to 1,000 subscribers. something
Is
like,
zero like 250, 240, something like that?
like, yeah, like 240. I mean,
So when does it start to compound?
thousand. You got to get well. You got to get to a thousand. Well, you got to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, and that's when you can get monetized. But yeah,
But what actions or what steps or what things have you seen personally that have seen you start to get more traction? Is it the way you're
mm,
doing it? Is it changing something,
when
tweaking?
Sierra's on, there's more subscribers usually.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta find.
Well, no, that's I always tease her. I said, yeah, you're the star of the show. But yeah,
Stay
yeah.
Winning
Well,
podcast, 1,050 subscribers. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Hugo. Keep going,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. He just got to 1,000, so
Okay.
he just got there.
What about the watch hours? Is it like in the past 12 months? Is that what it is?
No, I don't think it's the. I think it's just total. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another. So that's the two benchmarks you got to hit, and then I guess I don't know. I guess you can start getting something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or you get ad. They can start putting ads on your
Oh
stuff
yeah.
or something like that.
Ad sense or ad revenue,
Something
whatever.
like that. Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
it's fun
what
though. I like it.
do you have okay? What if you could put a guide together? Like what if you could give one or two pieces of advice to a firefighter, to your former self 20 years ago? What advice would you give?
Be on time.
Bro, we're not talking about me.
No,
Shit.
no. I be on time is very important, and I don't know. That's one of the old rescue captains. That was like his thing. He would say. I think I said this before. He said, "If you're what is it? If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're
Mm-hmm.
late, don't bother coming."
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. But that was his thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But no, I mean, if I could, um, yeah, it's just really taking the more like just taking the blinders off. You just really, and it's easy to be in a bubble in Hawaii where you just kind of get caught up with what the majority of the people are doing, or daily life, and you don't, like we talked about it before. I think when things were shut down, I think it really a lot of people I think from there you've seen a lot of people change their outlook on things just because people were taken out of their routines and they started seeing things differently, and they're like, like, it's different if I don't have to work 40 years, and I don't have to be told to be somewhere at a certain time. And I think people were taken out of their routines and just started seeing things a lot differently. And that was kind of a lot of it for me too. It just started opening my eyes to a lot of stuff and started realizing there's other opportunities out there. And like I said, I tell the young guys, you can have a great, and if you want to stay in the firehouse 25, 30 years, that's great. And there's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of guys are going to want to do that. But can you just imagine if you had 4 or 5 rental properties at that time you retired, in 30 years, how much
Mm-hmm.
difference that would make, or help you out or benefit you, right? So just think of it that way. And I think a lot of guys, they get caught up in doing the overtimes and whatnot, which is good. You get extra money, but they think that's the way to set them free, right? Working overtime, working more hours, and it's still like you're still trading your time for money, right? And
Yeah.
the goal, the goal you want to be having your time make money for you without really having to do much. And but by them working overtime, they're just trading their time. They're spending more time away from their families, missing more events, whatnot, right? So that's kind of the pattern I'm trying to help others get out of. And it's kind of like, hey, maybe you have to cut back on a little bit of overtime to focus on something else. Yeah, in the short term you're going to lose some money, but you're trying to build something else, right? Which will
Yeah.
kind of sustain itself on its own.
Yeah. Because that's the part like kind of why I asked that question is, and then also like you personally, I mean, you have an opportunity to be able to build a guide or a roadmap to get to somebody to show somebody, hey, because you said how to think differently. And, the question of, hey, let's say you're 25 years old. I've got student loans. I've got credit cards. You know, it's going to take me 10 years to pay off all my student loans and maybe 5 years to pay off all my credit cards or whatever. If I've got cash that I can put away, then what do you do with the cash? Do you pay down debt? Or maybe you can try to build something on the side or invest in something that can compound, and that mindset of really thinking longer term. Because you know if you're paying something down, yeah, if you have a credit card that's 10 grand that you're paying 24% on, yeah, you don't want to have that lingering out there. But if you have 10 grand, you can buy a house for 300,000. Again, maybe not in Hawaii, but if you can take 10 grand, have a down payment for a house, and then that house can appreciate 3% in a year, that's 9 grand of appreciation in a year versus trying to chip away, pay down credit card debt. Like there's always kind of two sides of the same coin. What do I do with that $1 or $10,000 or whatever? Like that's the question that comes up a lot with some of the people that I talk to and clients that I have. And it's like, reminding people that the best way to get out of your mess is to think bigger, to acquire assets. It doesn't matter what kind of asset it is, and there's a million of them. But that's the opportunity I think that you personally have because you got a niche. You got a niche that you could speak to people that are in your industry. Give,
Yeah,
give,
I
give,
think
give, 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 give,
I
give,
think I
give,
have
give
to.
until they ask.
Well, I think I have to change it slightly though. I think because I'm so much at the point where I'm ready to exit the firehouse. So it's like a lot of them are still at that point where they're still enjoying it in a sense and wanting to stay another 20 years. So my message is kind of like a little bit where they're like, what do you mean you want to get out earlier? What do you mean, you want to retire
Yeah.
already? So I think that's maybe where I gotta change it up a little bit and kind of not not so maybe talking about retiring early is not the best way to approach them because a lot of the guys in the firehouse, they want to do 25, 30 years. But I guess for me it's like, yeah, just give yourself the opportunity to, like I think I tell people, I never thought I'd want to leave early. Like I never thought I'd want to retire early. But that's the thing, right? Just give yourself that option if things do change for you, right? Like give yourself that opportunity to where if something does come up and like I always tell them, what if your spouse or your significant other gets a great opportunity in another state, right? And it means you packing up and leaving your pension on the table and
Mhm.
relocating, right? But just imagine if you had, you know, dividends paying you or rental properties on the side, and it makes that transition a lot easier, and it doesn't make that decision of leaving your pension behind a lot. And I think that was my situation early in my career too. My son's mom wanted to move back to North Carolina, and I was just like, I can't. I have this pension set up, and I got to do so much time. And but if I had other assets or rental portfolio or whatnot built up, then it makes that decision a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's a good
yeah,
point.
yeah. I don't know, man. Anything else you want to talk about this week? I don't know.
Mm.
What are you saying with
Um,
interest rates? I know interest rates coming down
yeah,
pretty
rates
quick.
are rates are coming down, which I
Yeah,
think is a good sign.
yeah.
Um, there's some reports that I've been seeing out there from a commercial lending or commercial standpoint, commercial real estate standpoint, where like, hey, there's all this debt out there, commercial debt that's going to be coming due in 24 and 25, and with rates way higher and resetting at higher rates, you're going to probably see a massive impact, um, risk of distressed assets, even on top of what's going on with, a lot of flight to smaller stuff and commercial. And so that's something that's out there that I'm seeing people talking about in some reports. But and then this latest report from UBS indicated that they're expecting the Fed to lower the Fed funds rate by 200 to 275 basis points, 200 to 275 basis points in 2024, which is that's a
Yeah.
massive drop if that were to happen,
Yeah.
citing slowing in the economy and unemployment going up and other things. So if that were to happen, that could be helpful for both real estate markets, commercial and residential. On the flip side, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I saw a report from BlackRock CEO, and I can't remember if we talked about this or not, but BlackRock CEO talking about how the idea of having a soft landing isn't a 2024 thing. It's, the soonest we see that kind of thing happening for or not would be 2025, which that signals, okay, much of the same for 24 as we saw in 23 with high rates and just sluggish activity in the real estate market. So I don't know. I mean, lower rates would definitely probably increase activity on both markets, but who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah. Me and Jeremy talked about this too, but I think the big thing is the rate of change hopefully has stopped, I guess, in a sense, because I think that's what kind of took people or put people on the sidelines was they just, they didn't know what was going on. It was kind of volatile and the rates changed so quickly up and down. But I think if, it's not so much how high the rates are, it's how fast it's changing. So right now it's if it kind of stabilizes, then people kind of adjust and figure it out and figure out how to make things work. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's the key, I think. So if we can just get some sense of, like you're saying, if 2024 pretty much stays where it's at and there's not a lot of change, then I think people will adjust and yeah, transaction not gonna go back to how it was during those unicorn years, but I mean it'll probably pick up and people will adjust and sellers will realize this is where we're at and buyers are going to realize this is where we're at and I think that'll make things a lot better for 2024.
Totally, totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Um, are you gonna buy something? Buy some industrial storage stuff?
I don't know. I mean, I'm seriously gonna have to talk to Kevin again. I told him we gotta do something again. But yeah, I'm just trying to get that HELOC and gonna figure that out for next year probably. And then from there I'll make a decision on what comes up. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in a self-storage thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind dabbling in that and I think that's kind of where it is too. Like, how we were talking about earlier, Brandon and Turner folks talking about how rentals don't work now. But I think that's like that's a great way to build your foundation. And then if you wanna dabble in other things after, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
just be a private lender, if you want to get into fix and flipping, great, but just build that little base first where you're kind of bringing in some monthly cash flow that can cover maybe mistakes you make or whatnot, or if you have longer hold times on deals or whatnot. But just build that little base to where it makes it a lot easier. And that's kind of how I see the like from property management. So many agents don't want to do property management. And I think now they're realizing that they want to build a small portfolio of properties they manage so that when times are like now, where times are slow, that
Mm-hmm.
they're still generating some income. And I think that's kind of how like I look at my single family portfolio is it's not flashy or anything, but it generates cash flow and it covers expenses. And so now if I dabble in something else like a fix and flip or burr project or self storage or whatnot, I can make mistakes in a sense and still be able to cover up some of those mistakes with the cash flow from the rentals.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It's just making sure you have something to fall back on. And that's same thing going back to the guys in the firehouse. But I tell them, you guys we have such a stable job that you know you should leverage that to where you can you can call in sick and you're still going to get paid, right?
Yeah.
So and that's what I'm trying to tell them is leverage that. And I'm not saying be risky right now, but take that little risk because you have this stable job to fall back on. And if worse comes to work, maybe you do got to work a couple overtime shifts to make up
Hmm.
some loss you make, right? But
Hmm.
now's the time to do it while you have this job, and right.
Yeah, that sense of urgency, right? Like sometimes, you can't manufacture it. It comes from a place, sometimes a struggle or a pain or something happening in your life, where all of a sudden it clicks. It's hard to manufacture that sense of urgency to like get going. But that's
Yeah.
part of the reason why we talk about this stuff. Like raising the level of consciousness, raising the level of expectations of what's possible. The more we talk about it, the more people hear it, the greater the odds of somebody taking action. So,
Well, it's been fun. I mean, what you got planned for this weekend?
um, building more Spidey headquarters
Ah, see, that's gonna be
with
a
some
you got to figure out how to make
cardboard.
that into a side hustle, man.
Um, think about it. Think about it.
Yeah,
I
I
could, I
thought.
could, I mean, if I, because I started taking like you know, almost like a stencil. Like, okay, I've got this
Ooh,
cardboard thing here. I'm going to use this pre-made stencil that I made to be able to make the shapes and make the eyes and the head and this and that. I mean, I could maybe give away. I could just give away the blueprints of what I'm doing, and if people like it, who knows where it goes from there.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't even know what's
Maybe
going on
maybe
this
I'll do
weekend.
that. It's a good lead magnet.
Yeah.
I don't
See,
know
who
how it fits
knows?
into my business, but actually, you know what? This is where it could fit in. Hey, instead of art on my channel is strive for 25. The goal is to save 25% of your income or work towards it. Blah 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 blah. Rather than spending money on more toys, this is a way that you can help out, have fun with your kids and build stuff and not spend money on toys. That's how it
Yeah,
fits in. Okay,
yeah.
thanks. I'll let you
What
know when
about
I have it
garage
figured out.
sales? You take your kids to garage sales or yard sales
No, 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 we haven't done that.
or rubbish sales? Did you see Mikey commented? Yeah, because we were talking. Oh, remember I told my son, I said my son threw his snacks in the trash can.
And you said rubbish can.
Did I say rubbish can that day?
I think so. You said rubbish can. Yeah.
No, I think I might have said it. I think I said he threw it in the trash. So Mikey commented, he goes, "Oh, I thought you were gonna throw out the rubbish can thing or something
Okay.
like that." I was like, "Oh man, yeah,
I didn't see that comment.
yeah."
Shit. Shoot.
Huh.
What about you?
Um, well, air conditioning guy is coming to fix the AC at my house, and that's why your home is not an asset. But there's maintenance and expenses, but as I'm using a HELOC to turn it into that, right? I'm gonna generate cash. But yeah, the AC guy is coming. Probably gotta change out a unit. And then tomorrow, yeah, I don't know yet. My son has his computer coding class, and
Oh, that's cool.
um we might go check out. I don't know. Out of nowhere. I don't know how he said he wants to do fencing. So I was like, oh, I don't know how.
Is that like a coding term?
No, fencing, the fencing thingy. Yeah, I don't know where he. So anyway, I have found one in Hawaii. So I want to Google it. So there's one. Might just go check it out. They have a class on Saturday, so might just see. But
Dude, your comments are are rocking on your YouTube. People are engaging on YouTube, bro. Good work.
well, I gotta help Mike. I gotta thank Mikey. That's why the passport bro.
Yeah. Thanks, Mikey.
I told him he's gonna come out with his own channel.
All right.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Did you talk to him recently? He talked to Jeremy too. That's why.
Yeah, we haven't talked in a little bit, but we're just messaging about some updates on markets and stuff.
Yeah. He's a funny guy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Cool,
right.
man. Yeah. I
So
didn't
I
know
got
you got a hold of Kevin, but yeah, you should know. You should reach out to Jeremy though, because
yeah, no, I
Jeremy,
have it on my to-do list to
yeah,
definitely
because
reach out to him.
definitely, like you're saying, for the person that's trying to get in, and he got in young, house hack, and then that's how he's really, house hack to
Yeah.
house hack, and then yeah,
Yeah. I'll let you know when I connect with
yeah.
him. Oh, and then what about Allentown? Allentown area.
I don't know.
Did you connect with them?
I have not, but
Okay.
it's on our calendar, but
Okay.
either he keeps canceling it and rechanging it, so we're on our third date so far, but it's on there.
Ooh.
So
So if you get to know him better, then you can rile him for canceling stuff, readjusting stuff. And
yeah,
and then it won't just be me.
but his is, he gives me notice, right? He doesn't just come late, so there's a difference there, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
No,
Good job, Matthew. Way to be a
yeah,
stand-up
no,
guy.
yeah, but I might just message him on the side anyways, and
Yeah.
just. But yeah, I'm totally interested in Allentown because I spoke to some people a couple months ago about because one of my friends is investing there, and yeah, I mean
Cool.
it sounds very promising, but cool, man. Yeah, we'll do
All
this
right.
again. And yeah, like next week, I'm thinking I want to try and maybe dabble in. I've never done it, so since you shared your screen last time, and then I had to edit more stuff because you put stuff on there that I had to block out, but
Yeah.
but
Sorry.
no, it was but yeah, I want to maybe do some of that, like share some, little shorts and stuff and then we just talk about that and comment on
Cool.
that and whatever. Like we could have put the Brandon Turner one on and then commented on that.
Yeah. I like it. Let's do it.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks, man.
All right. See ya.
Okay, bye.